So we were discussing what makes a planet strong in your birth chart. So we'll continue with this topic. A planet is strong only when it is not in Dusthana, that it is not badly placed. If a planet, if all of your planet is not in the house number 6, 8 and 12, then they will be strong. This is the first condition. The second condition, your planet should not be conjunct or aspected by a functional malefic planet. Now you consider a case that functional malefic planet, is it possible that functional malefic planet should not be conjunct or aspecting the benefic planets in your natal chart? Yes, it is possible. But what about the case when two functional benefic planet are in a house? So if two functional benefic planet are conjunct in a house, then it will make that house strong because of the presence of the two functional benefic planet. And the second thing you have to look out is the dispositor of the planet. Suppose Saturn is exalted in Libra, then Saturn is exalted in Libra and Libra is the sign of ascendant. But if the lord of the Libra, that is Venus, is debilitated, or if Venus is in 6th, 8th or 12th house, or if Venus is conjunct with functional malefic planets, then Saturn will also become weak despite of the facts that it is exalted. So a planet, to give its full strength, the dispositor of the planet, that is the lord of the house in which a planet sits, must also be strong to provide the strength to the planet in the sign in which it is sitting. So suppose Jupiter is exalted in Cancer, and if the lord of the sign Cancer, Moon, is in bad house, that is in 6th, 8th or 12th house, or if Moon is conjunct or aspected by functional malefic planet, then despite of the fact that Jupiter is exalted in Cancer, it will not provide that result of strength, because its strength is directly proportional to the lord of the planet in which sign it sits. So the first condition for judging the strength of your planet is, first thing, your planet should not be in house number 6, 8 and 12. The second thing, your planet should not be conjunct or aspected by functional malefic planet. And the third thing, the lord of the sign in which the planet sits should also be strong. That is, the lord of the sign in which a planet sits should not be in 6, 8 or 12 house, or it should not be conjunct or aspected by a functional malefic planet. So you consider only these 3 points. The fourth point you can add that a planet should also be strong in other divisional charts. The most important divisional chart is the Navamsa chart. So if a planet is exalted in birth chart, and a planet, and that planet is also exalted in Navamsa, then it will add strength to its exaltation in the birth chart. Also, if a planet is in friendly sign in Navamsa, then also it will have strength. But if a planet is debilitated in Navamsa, then, or if a planet is aspected or conjunct by functional malefic planet, then it becomes weak. So, do you wonder that all the natives in the earth, that all the natives have some functional malefic planet? So to have good strength to your chart, to have good strength to yourself, your functional malefic planet should be where? The first condition is that all the planets should be in benefic houses, that is except 6, 8 and 12 house. So that includes the functional malefic planet also, because all the planets, the word is all the planets, so it includes both the benefic and the malefic planets should not be in 6, 8 and 12 house. If a malefic planet is in 6, 8 and 12 house, then it will also destroy the good signification of the malefic house. So where should functional malefic planet be in the natal chart so that it is strong? So a functional malefic planet should be in a benefic house, but the only harm that it causes by being association in a benefic house is that the nature of the functional malefic planet is to destroy the signification of the house and the planet and the lord of the planet in which it sits. Suppose Venus for Pisces ascendant is a functional malefic planet. So if Venus is sitting in 5th house in Cancer, then it will try to damage the signification of the planet Moon and the house Cancer, the 5th house. So it is not possible that the functional malefic planet should not be in benefic house also, because they should be either in benefic or in malefic house. So to do the less damage by the functional malefic planet, they should be in benefic house, and they should not be conjunct or aspected by another functional malefic planet. So if a functional malefic planet is conjunct or aspected by another functional malefic planet, then it makes both the planet weak, and it also makes the house in which it is conjunct weak. So if two malefic planets such as the lord of the 6th house and the lord of the 8th house, they are sitting together in the 5th house, then they will damage the 5th house due to the severe affliction of the 5th house due to two functional malefic planet, that is two functional malefic lord, 8th and 6th lord. So the to provide the strength of a functional malefic planet, a functional malefic planet can only do good if it is in a benefic house and if it is also not conjunct or aspected by other functional malefic planet. If a functional malefic planet is conjunct with a functional benefic planet, then that functional malefic planet will make the functional benefic planet weak, but at the same time the functional benefic planet will strengthen the functional malefic planet. But if one functional benefic planet is conjunct with two functional malefic planets, then the two functional malefic planets will destroy and weaken the one functional benefic planet. So association of the benefic planets add the strength to the planet, and association of a planet to its to functional malefic planet makes the planet weak. So always you consider these points. First check that whether your any planet is not in 6th, 8th and 12th house. If it is in 6th, 8th and 12th house, then whether it is a functional benefic planet or functional malefic planet, it will become weak because of its placement. Now the second thing you have to consider that two functional malefic planets should not be in a house. If two or more functional malefic planets are together sitting in a house, then it severely damages that house and the lord of that house. And also the lord of the planet in which a planet sits should also be strong. So if Jupiter is exalted in Cancer, then Moon must be strong to give Jupiter the results of its exaltation. So consider only these points. First point, all of your planets should be in benefic houses. No planet should be in 6, 8 and 12 house. A functional benefic planet in 6, 8 and 12th house will try to promote its general signification, good results of the 6th, 8th and 12th house, but by the fact that it is in 6th, 8th and 12th house, it will also become weak. But if a functional malefic planet is occupying 6th, 8th and 12th house, then it will cause damage to the 6th, 8th and 12th house, and it will provide the bad results only because it is a functional malefic planet. The second condition is that functional malefic planets should not be conjoined or aspected by each other. Functional malefic planet should remain away from even benefic planet so that it does not weakens the benefic planet. So association of two or more functional benefic planet by conjunction or aspect weakens the planet and the house in which it aspects or sits. The third point is you have to look for other divisional chart, that is Navamsa or other charts, mainly Navamsa chart. If a planet is occupying a good place in Navamsa chart, that is if a planet is strong in the natal chart and that planet is also in the same sign as in Navamsa. Suppose Jupiter is in Pisces in the natal chart and the Jupiter is also in Pisces in the Navamsa chart, then Jupiter will become strong of this property because it is in the same sign in both the birth chart and the Navamsa chart. Such planets are called Vargotama planet. And always remember that a strong and related planet will produce good results during its main period and sub period, and a weak and unrelated planet will produce not good results during its main period and sub period. So a planet is only strong when it is conjunct or aspected by a benefic planet and when it is conjunct and aspected in a benefic house. So a functional malefic planet, to become strong, it should not be in a malefic house, that is 6th, 8th and 12th house, and it should be away from the functional benefic planet. That is, it should not be conjunct with functional benefic planet, or it should not be conjunct with other functional malefic planet. Then only the functional malefic planet will promote the general signification. If it is not conjunct with any other functional malefic planet, or if it is not aspected by any other functional malefic planet. So a functional malefic planet by its nature will harm the signification of both the planet, both the house in which it sits, and both the lord of the house in which it sits. And a functional malefic planet will um, um, give more damage to the house if it is within plus minus 5 degree to the rising sign of the ascendant. So if a functional malefic planet, if the rising ascendant is 10 degree, then if a functional malefic planet is between 5 degree to 15 degree in any house, then it will afflict that house because it is near the most effective point, or also called the midpoint of the house. So a functional malefic planet should remain away from the midpoint or the most effective point of the house. In any case, a functional malefic planet, even if it is in a benefic house, it will try to weaken that house and it will try to harm the signification of the house in which it sits. It will do more damage if it is associated with some other functional malefic planet, and it will do less harm if it is associated with a benefic planet in a particular house. So consider these points when analyzing events, that is when you are having an operating period that is the sub period or the main period of any planet. Check for these points that whether your operating period, that is the main period lot, and the sub period, that is the antardasa lot, that is the mahadasa or the antardasa of a planet, whether it is going to give you a good result or not. So check for these already discussed points for the strength and the weakness of a planet. A benefic strength, a benefic and a strong planet will give good results, and a malefic and a strong planet will also try to give good results. But if a malefic planet is again afflicted by other malefic planet, then it will not give good results because it is afflicted. So keep watching me and stay tuned to me.